Hi there, my name's Vince from My Mate Vince, and in another little video of the My Mate Vince Attempts Plumbing, this time I'm trying to fix my thermostatic shower. So I haven't got a problem with pressure or anything like that, so it's not pump related. What I've got a problem with is it only goes, not even really lukewarm, it's only just about bearable, but you want to get out of the shower within about 3 minutes. So very good for saving water and energy and stuff, but it's not a pleasant experience. Now, what I've noticed, I don't know if it's related or not, but basically I always had it at around here, 38 degrees. Sometimes when my kids were having a shower, they might go a little higher. You have to press this little button in here. I normally had it always just around there, yeah? Now, if I watch this, if I go all the way here, it doesn't feel like there's any resistance. I mean, look how loose that is. And watch this, watch this. Look how loose it is until we get to 30, yeah? Nothing, watch, nothing, bang. Listen. And then from 30 down, there's resistance, just like you would normally expect when you turn on a tap. So from here, I can feel resistance, then nothing. There, it gives. Listen. So what I think is, whatever controls the temperature has failed, and it's only allowing up to 30 degrees, which isn't comfortable. Now, the last time I had a shower, this has been out for ages now, I've just noticed that this one's really scaled up compared to this one here, which is weird. I think that's the hot tap, I'm not too sure. But from memory, the hot side coming in, because we've got hot and cold, or it could be the other way around, but one side was very warm. So there's definitely hot water feeding it, but this thinks that you want the shower to be at 30 degrees. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So I think we need to take apart this section here to see what's what. Now, I have to say this, I've never taken this one apart before. I don't know what I'm doing. I've got very limited plumbing tools, but I will give it a very good go and see if we can either fix what we've already got, or maybe we can replace the thermostatic thing on the inside. Maybe it's a one size fits all. If not, I think I might have to just replace the whole shower, which is a shame because it does appear to be working, although it's a bit scaled up. It's just the temperature which is not right. So first thing I need to do is kill the water coming into here. So I need to turn off the water coming into here, because if I take this apart, all that mains pressure and the hot water is just going to come flying out. So let's see if I can turn that off. Okay, so now here is the pump that feeds the shower. Now, beforehand there was a Wicks pump in here, and the whole house, because this house is just made from basically the whole thing's just chipboard and plasterboard with the odd bit of asbestos thrown in. And the Wicks pump that was here before was so noisy it would reverberate around the whole house. Anyway, when that failed, I got this here, this Stewart Turner pump here. And I know it looks a mess because it's just kind of shoved in there and it's on a rubber mat and stuff to try to reduce the vibrations. But this thing is so quiet. Honestly, yes, it was 2 or 3 times the price of the Wicks pump, but in this instance, it was worth every single penny. I think maybe the insides of that is all brass and stuff, while a lot of the other pumps are plastic. Anyway, so this is the thing that pumps the cold and hot water into the shower, so you've got a bit of a power shower, rather than relying on the gravity coming down from the tank in the attic, or I suppose the hot water, it would be the gravity coming out of here. And also it's got its own feed. I know it looks a mess with all the insulation, but the shower's actually got its own feed coming out of the top of the hot tank. So if somebody else uses the hot water, it doesn't affect the shower because it's got its own pipe inside the other pipe. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's like a tube in a tube. So on the outer tube, that would feed the whole house with hot water, and on the inner tube, it's just feeding the shower. So anyway, you can see this is the hot here, because this is the hot water tank fed from the gas boiler, which is also on its way out. But anyway, it goes down here, and it goes through a little valve here that I need to turn off, and then it goes into the hot off the pump, and then the cold is fed from here, which is the this is mains. I think this is, do you know what? No, it's not mains. This comes from, I'm getting all mixed up now, but that pipe's quite new. That comes from, I think, that comes from the cold water tank. That comes from the cold water tank upstairs. So I think it's at a kind of equal pressure or something. I think if I was to use mains, I think that was going to cause a problem. I forget now, it was a long time ago. But anyway, this is the cold water feed, again through a valve into the pump. Then it will pump the cold water and shove the cold water through to the shower. So what I have to do is I have to turn it off here to stop the cold water and here to stop the hot water. Let's get the adjustable spanner on that. Excellent. Right, that turned really nice and easy. There was no resistance there at all. Perfect. I was expecting that to be a struggle. Hopefully it will be the same with this one down here. Come on now, be good to me. Excellent, and there's nothing leaking. Right, now let's just run the shower. We shouldn't run the pumps dry, but I need to get the water out that's in the pipe work. So I'm just going to turn on the shower just for like, whatever, 10 seconds or so until the water's come out of it. Right, so I'm getting the shower, and let's put it onto what should be hot, so it both comes out. And let me pull that out. Excellent, you can see there's nothing coming out at all, and the pump hasn't kicked in. It's just dribbling away. Well, I'll let that dribble for a minute or so. Okay, nothing else appears to be coming out of that. So, let's get that out of the way there. Do you know what, let me put it through there just to get it away. So now, I already know that this bit here pops out, but I haven't taken it any further than that. But there is a little screw here, so let's undo that screw and see what it uncovers. There we go, that got it. Whoa, okay, that just popped out there. Right now, so how does this actually work? When you turn this, it's turning this here. So why is it easy and hard to turn? Now it feels hard all the way, so what's that about? Hold on, wait a minute. Right, before it was only going to, look at that, it's not doing that weird thing anymore where it only goes to 30. But what's happened? Why is that suddenly fixed? I can feel kind of nice resistance everywhere now. So at this part of the video, I actually thought that I had fixed it just because it was loose before and now there's resistance. So I thought, oh, okay, whatever it is now would grip on the inside and hopefully put through a higher temperature. So I get some isopropyl alcohol and a little brush and I give everything a good scrub, clean up a little bit off the lime scale that's built up around the place, and then I put it together thinking it's going to work. But as you see in this next part of the video, it doesn't work. But stay tuned because there was some surprises to happen along the way in this one. So I'm just skipping through this one here because this bit's a little bit boring and irrelevant, but there's more to come. I'll promise you that. No, again, it's only, I can't prove it to you, but it's only lukewarm. So that hasn't made any difference at all. I just want to see if I can actually make it go cold. It is cold, yeah, very cold. Right now. And that should be completely hot. And it's warmer, it's lukewarm. No. Right, annoyingly, that's no different than it was before. But I say annoyingly, I'm actually quite pleased because if it had just worked, I think, well, why? You know, what did I do? So basically, I haven't done anything. Although it's not, it hasn't got that skippiness now, it's still not, the slack. It's still doing exactly the same as it was before. So we need to turn the valves off, which you've seen me do already earlier on by the pump. Turn this on again to get any bit of water out, and then we need to try to remove this from here. I can see there's a circlip, so maybe when I undo the circlip, maybe this will pull completely out. And then who knows, maybe it's scaled up on the inside, or maybe something's actually faulty on it. So let me do the valves and drain this down. Okay, so that's those valves turned off again, and now there's no more water coming out. So I can see there's a circlip here. I'm just going to make it easier for me to work on. So I need to pop that out, but really I need to go around that side there. There we go. That went flying across the shower. Now I'm just wondering if I was to pop the lid back on, would it give me more room to pull it out? Let's see. No. Here we go. Here we go. Right, okay. Do you know what? I'm going to make a note of that now. So if you have a look, that bit there, because this might be to do with temperature, this bit here is at 6 o'clock. So I need to remember that. The thing is, I suppose it depends on where this thing is. But that's attached to that, and that's kind of vertical, that bit there on the inside. Right, does this whole thing unscrew? I bet that whole thing now unscrews. I'm going to have to use what I call mole grips. Is that going to go or not? Oh, maybe not. I'm going to put the cover back on, and that will give me more force to pull it. Oh dearie me, there's an Allen key underneath it. Oh, look here. Can you see, next to all the horrible scale and everything, there's an Allen key there. So that must be what releases the whole cylinder. Excellent. Right, let me get my Allen keys or hex keys. Ta-da! Fantastic. Right, is that going to come out now? Yes, look at that, nice and easy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Fantastic. Okay, so it doesn't unscrew, it's just held in with all these little rubber O-rings. Ah, and that must be the temperature thing here. I'll tell you what, let's bring this down to the blue mat and see if we can work out what's going on. When this is in here, this turns, but this doesn't turn. So we've got the Allen key here, so this always sits like this, and it's this that does the turning. Now, obviously I can't see inside, but look, we've got O-rings, so that's to separate each compartment, and can you see we've got gauze here and gauze here. Now I couldn't tell by looking inside the actual shower, but I know that this side is cold, so I'm wondering whether this side is cold and this side is hot, and the reason you have the O-ring is to stop the hot from bleeding over to the cold, you know, leaking over to the cold and messing up the temperature. So this is cold, this is hot. This, when you wind this in and wind this out, there must be something that moves up and down in here to either shut off this or to shut off this or to have it in between. And then I presume the water goes through each of these, and then so this side from the cold, this is sealed, and then this side comes along from the hot. Yeah, so this is its own little compartment, this is its own compartment, and then it goes through this temperature thing here, and this must measure how hot it is, and mechanically, you know, I don't know, would it be some like bimetal thing on the inside that heats up and then clicks in and clicks out to allow, I don't know how it seals it, not too sure. But if you have a look here, there's definitely scale on the hot, but not the cold. Let's zoom in. Right, so look here. That's nice and clean, isn't it, the cold? Well, not really, not there. But look here on the hot. There's definitely scale here. I wonder whether that's blocked up on the inside. Right, how does it sits in here. So this is you'd expect the water to be at the bottom, but it sits in there like that. So that can't move. That has to be like that because of the grub screw. Yeah? So that has to be like that there. And the corrosion's up the top. The scale's up the top, which coincides with a little bit of difference here as well. I'm just going to try blowing into it, see if I can actually, if it makes a difference. Okay, 1 second. Let's put it midway. It's like a harmonica. So there to there, so that has to be midway. So that should be allowing both hot and cold through, I would presume, at an equal amount. Right, well what's interesting is when I'm blowing into it, it definitely seems to be harder up the top. Now I don't know, is that because of turning this, or is it because of the scale here? I wonder, has it broken on the inside? Because look, this is like sealed, isn't it? Or is it scaled up? I think I'm going to clean it. I'm going to get some gloves on and clean it. Right, while I'm scrubbing this, let's give a shout out to the My Mate Vince Massive. And this month, the members consist of kitdigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Having Fun Repairs, Ellensburg Amplifier Repair and Service, Will Michaelis, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeeps.com, King Kurd from Lowbook Auto Sales, DJVG, Robert from Timsey's Auto Air, Albert at www.faroutsounds.co.uk, Stuart Park, Ellis Garbett, and Braden Butts from Connecticut. So a massive thank you to all of those members and everyone that helps out on these videos in whatever way that is. Right, okay, so I've IPA'd it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some white vinegar and I'm going to spray it all around here and then scrub it again and then clean it again with IPA, and then I'm going to put it in some boiling water and just you know, give it a good rinse around the place, and hopefully that will get rid of any of the white vinegar. So I've got my white vinegar spray and it does say effective on lime scale. I'm wearing gloves because vinegar just eats through my skin for some reason. Hope this doesn't damage whatever's on the inside of this. I don't know how sensitive it is. I still don't really understand how a temperature probe. I can understand it electronically, but not mechanically. Oh, I've just realised that this is now turning. Oh, look at that, the cold water's turning. Does that mean anything? Or is it just freewheeling all the way round? No, it just keeps on going. Okay, but that must say that it's loosening up. Yeah, now we're getting the hot one going. I wonder, does something happen on the inside that turns these to let more or less go through? You know what I mean? I hope not, because I've just done it randomly now, haven't I? Right, okay, well it's definitely different than before. These are now moving really freely. They weren't before. And yeah, I think if it was scale related, to be fair now, that moves lovely all the way round. Yeah, that definitely feels like it's loosened up. Alright, let's boil it. Right, okay, so it's not boiling, but it's getting warm. There's steam coming off it. I can see loads of scale in here. I don't know if that's come out of this or whether that was from the kettle that I used to pour into here so it could heat up quicker. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it like that now. So let's get it back installed and see if we now have hot water coming through. I'm quite hopeful. Right now, so we're ready to reinstall it. Hopefully it's just going to be what we just did, but in reverse. So I need to make sure this grub screw hole is down the bottom. Do you know what, it's kind of, once you've done it once, it's so obvious, isn't it? But beforehand, I didn't have a clue how this came out. There we go. Right, there we go, that's in there now. And that's nice and tight. So now we need to fit this thing, don't we? So let's put it around about there. Okay, that's on. Now we can put these two splined washers on. And we have to try to whack this in now. Circlip. There we go. Okay, that's clipped in there. Now let's try to line this up. Well, I think that's it because it's going from there around to here, locks on there, press the button, and then it goes further and goes near 50. So I think that's it. Right, so that's the screw in there. There we go. Right, let's turn the valves back on and see if we're going to have some heat. Now, as far as I know, ones like these, they're just like a ball valve, so there's no such thing as like righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's just on a ball, so you can just keep spinning it around and around and around. So in line is on and across is off. Right, here goes. Uh-oh. Why is it not on? Why is there no water coming out? What? Why is there no water coming out? Let me check those valves again. Well, my valves are definitely on. I haven't even touched that side. It can't be anything to do with that side. And even if even if the pump wasn't working because it's got an airlock or something, surely the water should still be trickling through. What is going on? Right, let me try and leave that on. Let me just put on the bathroom taps. Right, so is this thing here? Maybe I've got it too fast set one way or the other. I think what I'm going to do is turn off the valves. I think I'm going to take this out, and then I think I'm going to turn on the valves just a tiny bit, you know, just like not even 1/8 of a turn. And let's see whether we have flow going through here or not, just in case it's some kind of air lock problem. If we do have flow coming through here, we know it's definitely something to do with what I've done today. And I don't know how to remedy that. Okay, so I'm going to do this on camera now. So I'll leave the camera here. I'm just going to turn the valve a tiny little bit on the cold to begin with, just to make sure it's coming through, and then we can try the hot. Right, well, I've got it a little bit turned and nothing's coming out, is it? And that's the cold, so that should have no bearing on this side at all. From what I can see anyway. Should be just a pipe coming to here. Here we go. Now it's coming through, isn't it? I wonder whether there was a scale build up in there as well. Ah. Look at that there now. That's definitely coming through. Right, let me turn it off. And it's stopped. Right, now I'm wondering whether or not we might have a scale build up in these bits here. Maybe on the hot as well. That might be why the hot's not coming through. I'm now going to turn on the hot just to see. Surely we should still have stuff coming through here as well, or maybe even through the hose. I'm not sure, but I'm going to turn on the hot a bit. Well, I've got the hot water on. Like an 1/8 of a turn, so only half of what it should be, and don't think anything's coming through. Right, I'm going to do the cold again and see if we can get it going through there.
Haha.
Oh God, there's a flood. Oh no, I've flooded everything. I need to get a bucket. Right, I'm going to have to stop filming. I've just literally flooded the whole floor. Oh man, now that is a My Mate Vince video. 3 sopping wet towels. I dread to think what's going to happen downstairs. Amazingly, I've seemed to have blood all over the towels, yet I've got no signs of blood. I've even got blood there, but I don't know where it's coming from. I'm obviously bleeding somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Anyway, look, everything floated off, floated off downstream. My Metabo screwdriver has just soaked it up like a sponge. But luckily, because I put mastic all around the edge after this horrible lino was put down, it's not horrible, I like it. It's just people don't like lino. I think it's sealed it more, like a kind of wet room. Oh my, what a nightmare. Do you know what I did wrong there? Oh, there you go, it's at the tip of my finger, that's where it's coming out. Oh yeah, with all my panicking, I must have bashed the tip of my finger. What I did wrong there was, all of a sudden the pump kicked in and it just started going crazy. And then in the panic, I opened them both fully instead of closing them both fully. Oh my God, what an app. And why didn't I just close the door? All I had to do was close the door and it would have just been in there. But you don't think, you just panic. I'm quite embarrassed because normally I'm quite good in stressful situations. But no, not in this one. I made a complete mess of that. Anyway, I'm going to hang these towels out on the line to dry because I think they're going to be too heavy to put in the dryer. And I need to just mop up a bit more, have a look downstairs, see what damage I've done to the ceiling. I'm hoping I haven't. I think I got most of it, but it was pretty deep. Over here it was over 1 centimetre deep. So yeah. But you guys love that, don't you? You love it when I get things wrong. So, and it is real life. Other people would cover it up and pretend they're brilliant. I don't. I show mistakes because we're all human, and even professionals make mistakes, and I'm not a professional. Right, I'm going to get a plaster, hang the tiles out, and then mop up a bit more. And now let's see if we put it back together now, whether all that has been flying through it, hopefully that's solved any scale issue. Well, I think I've been lucky. I can see a stain here, but I couldn't tell you if that's now or happened previously. So obviously if it keeps growing and growing, I know it's happened now, but apart from that, I've got away with it okay. There's a big crack going through, that's just a crack through the middle of the house. Nothing, that's just, just a slight crack, it's not subsidence or anything. So yeah, oh, I was lucky, very lucky. Thankfully, I put mastic all around the edges and it held it all in, because that would have just gone straight under the skirting board, straight down to the chipboard, and it would have just soaked its way through all the cracks and everything. Anyway, let's try now to put the shower back together. Surely now, after all that flooding coming through, that would have cleared any blockages in there. Well, that appears to be about right. So let's do it. Oh, come on! Seriously? Yes, come on, come on, come on! Yes! Brilliant! Whoa. Right, is it going to get warm? Good thing is everything's nice and clean now anyway. Thank God my wife wasn't in. This is worrying, there's still no temperature. Then I'm so hot and bothered, I'd actually quite like to get in at this temperature. No, hasn't made any difference at all. What a big waste of time. That pipe there is red hot, that's ice cold. Okay, chances are that the valve itself has failed, and obviously they're not repairable, you see, like it's a sealed unit. But part of me is wondering, because remember when I put my hand around here, the cold water started to come in. Just in case, mind you, if it was restricted here, why would it be hot? If it was restricted, why would it be? It's the valve that's failed. What I would like to do is I would like to take this off completely, just to see if I could. Well, I better not do it now while the thing's on, while the water's going through. Just in case it has kind of blocked up a bit here, maybe there's a filter or something that's blocked up. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that because I haven't got a spare valve, so it will involve ordering one off eBay. And if I can get it fixed today, I'll be happier. So I think I'm going to try to dismantle this and see what's going on that hot side. Now, I presume this is not going to be fun. Right. Lefty loosey. Well, that was really easy, amazingly. that's that. Now obviously I've got it off at the taps. These are coming off unbelievably easy. Yes, that's off. Excellent. Okay. Whoa, and this is off unbelievably easy. I can do this by hand. Excellent. Oh, yes. Don't think it would make a difference, but look at that nice bit of scale in there. Right, let's bring this to the blue mat and see if we can work out what's going on. Annoyingly, a leak's appeared, which I suppose it was always going to. So you can see drips down there, and also I can see it coming through here as well. So that's annoying. There you go, there it plops. So I'm just popping a saucepan under that to collect it. Anyway, let's see if we can get this shower fixed. Now, let's see what we got going on. So we have little rubber washers and a kind of gauze, which really is very nicely furred up. I don't think you can take this apart. There we go. You can take them out. Excellent. Oh, look, there were a little spring. So it's certain. Oh, that just freed up. That just freed up. Could it just be as simple as that? Let's see what it's doing on this side. Right, there you go. Look at that. That's nice and loose. That wasn't nice and loose, but it is now. There we go. You can take them out. Excellent. Oh, look. There were a little springs. So it's oh, that just freed up. I wonder, did it just get scaled up? Because that's going to see how much pressure goes through, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? When the pressure of the water hits that, it pushes it in and then allows it to go through. Right. Let's see what we can see in here. Oh, wouldn't it be odd? Do you know what? After all the things that have gone wrong, I would love this to actually be working here. Because other people would have just probably changed out the shower. And it would be lovely to fix it if it was just a scale issue. I wonder, is that it? Where it was locked in this position, so it was only putting so much hot water through. So maybe the thermostatic valve's working perfectly, but even when it's on fully hot, if this is only that much down, it's only going to let a trickle through. Can't see any scale though. Should we just try it? Should I squirt? Maybe I should get some vinegar, squirt some vinegar down there. And this one just to try to free it up more in case it blocks up again within like a minute or two.
So it is scrubby scrub time again. I'm just covering everything in vinegar and giving everything a nice good scrub. Then I'll clean it with IPA, and then again I'll put a load of water through it to wash away all the vinegar and the IPA. Then we can test it and see this time has it made any difference? This is the most hopeful I've been today because I've physically seen a fall, and in my head it makes more sense now that not enough hot water was getting through because of the stuck spring little valve there.
Okay, I have got it back on. It went on really easy. I didn't go crazy with it because there's like rubber washers, isn't there? So I didn't want to just tighten and tighten and tighten because it would just heat through the rubber washers. So I did this one first. So these two weren't on. I did this one first, and then because it was already lined up before, it just went on, tightened up that one, tightened up that one, and then you just turn these back in towards the wall, so clockwise again, to put them back into the wall. I don't know if it's going to be whether it's going to spring leaks or not, but it feels like it's okay. So it's off here. I've got it set midways here where I would like the temperature to be. Let's go turn it on and see what it does. Now I haven't done this, so this is going to be live on camera. So hopefully the pump will go. Good. Hopefully the pump will go here now as well. Good. Excellent. Vertical, vertical. Right. Let's go. Okay, here goes. Now, if it doesn't work, I think I would be probably close to crying. Right, come on now. Please just work. That's good. Right, that kicked in straight away. That's good. Please get warm. Please get warm. It's getting warm. It's getting warm. Yes, brilliant. Ah, yes, it's warm. It's warm. Tell you what, let's go cold. Oh yeah, that's cold. Oh yes. Now, how can I prove it to you? Let me, well, I think you know by my reaction I'm not lying, but let me get a little temperature probe thing. Hopefully they're waterproof, and then we'll put it on there, and hopefully it should read something close to 38 degrees, or, you know, between 34 and 40 or something. Oh, brilliant. So, in case you skip to the end because you might want to know whether it worked or not, I think the only problem was the little spring on the hot side there that allows the pressure of the water. The pressure of the water has to hit the spring in order to like open up. That was seized. Didn't take much to free it at all, but it was seized. And that's why it was only allowing a trickle of hot water through. So I don't think there was anything wrong with the actual thermostatic valve side of it. I believe the problem was all to do with that little pressure spring on the hot side there. But saying that, it's good that I've taken it apart. It's not good that I flooded my house. But it's good that I've taken it apart because I've cleaned the gauze here, I've cleaned the gauze here, and I cleaned the gauzes in the thermostatic shower valve here. So really, I've kind of given it a bit of a service, and I think now that it's going to take many years again before they get clogged up. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased. Obviously, it's not as good as a new one, but I don't know, I'd say it's probably not far off a new one with all the cleaning on those bits there. I'm so happy. Right, I've got this little thing here, but it seems to be playing up a little bit, so I don't know whether it's actually going to work or not, but you can see it's 21 degrees right now. I've got this to 38. Now, I don't care if it's not 38, but I'm hoping to just show that it is warmer than cold. Right, so let's turn it on. Let's do the top one. And let's rest that here. Well, annoyingly, that's not working. It's just coming up with HHH, so I don't know what's wrong with that. Maybe the batteries have gone. Let's see if I've got another way of measuring temperature. Right, well, I've tried new batteries. You can see the pack there, and it's still coming up with that weird HHH. But look, you can see that there's steam building up here. I've even got steam building up on the mirror over there. So hopefully that's proof that there's heat in this bathroom. Let me just turn it off. And Yeah, I can feel it's just warm. Fantastic, I'm well happy with that. Annoying that that's not working though. Maybe a tea break fix. Anyway, yeah, really happy. So obviously I ballsed up massively with the leak, but look, things happen like that sometimes, and obviously if you were doing these every day of the week, you would know what's what. But I panicked, and yeah, I turned the valves both fully on instead of turning them fully off. And that's why we had a little swimming pool in our ensuite here. But the end result is it's working. The downstairs ceiling isn't going to have that much damage to it because I mopped up most of the water. So what I'll have to do is after a week or so, or 2 weeks when it's dried out, then I'll have to put some stain block on and just touch up that part of the ceiling. It could do with being filled and touched up anyway because of the crack going right the way through it. So yeah, overall I'm happy. I hope it made for an entertaining video. It shows you that mistakes can be made, but if you persevere, often you can get something working by the end of it. And I really am happy now that this shower's working, because this has been out of action for months upon months and I never got around to looking at it. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, give it a massive thumbs up, and I will see you all very soon. Please don't be too hateful in the comments. We all do make mistakes, but not everybody shows them. So yeah, take care everyone, and I will see you very soon. Look after yourselves.
You said it was the last time, but you keep coming back to tell me sorry that you take back all the things you said just to hurt me. And love is really cold, but I'm still burning. And love is really cold. I keep on making the same mistake. I always let you back in, and I begin to get myself together again. You are back once more, like everything's the same. I tried to build my walls up, but you're taking them down. It's tearing me apart, I can't pretend. Now I have to get over you again. You said it was the last time, but you keep coming.
Oh God, there's a flood.
Sorry you have changed now, but it's that.
Oh no, I've flooded everything. I need to get a bucket. Right, I'm going to have to stop filming. I've just literally flooded the whole floor.